yo-ho-ho, and a bottle of, well, maybe just a good book. Ever dreamed of finding a dusty old map where X marks the spot? Of sailing the high seas, battling pirates, and unearthing a chest overflowing with gold doubloon? Well, pack your sea bags, because today we're resetting sail for one of the greatest adventure stories ever told. Robert Louis Stevenson as Treasure Island. This isn't just a book, it's a rite of passage, published way back in 1883. It basically invented the pirate genre as we know it today. Think about it: treasure maps, deserted islands, peg legs, parrots on shoulders. All of that comes from this single masterpiece of a novel. So, grab your compass and let's dive into the world of Jim Hawkins, Long John Silver, and the legendary Captain Flint's treasure. Our story kicks off in a quiet coastal inn called the Admiral Benbow, run by the family of our young hero, Jim Hawkins. Life is pretty ordinary until a gruff, scarred old sea dog named Billy Bones stumbles in, clutching a heavy seat. He's paranoid, constantly scanning the horizon for a seafaring man with one leg. Billy Bones is a ticking time bomb of secrets and rum. He pays Jim a few pennies to keep a lookout, adding a thick layer of suspense to the otherwise peaceful inn. Things take a dark turn when a sinister blind man named Pew delivers the black spot to Billy a pirate summons and a death sentence. Shortly after, Billy Bones dies from a stroke, leaving his mysterious chest behind. Driven by a mix of fear and curiosity, Jim and his mother unlock it. Inside, amongst some clothes and a few trinkets, they find a logbook and a sealed oilskin packet. And what's inside that packet? You guess it, a detailed map of an island with 3 red crosses and the words "bulk of treasure here." This is the moment the fuse is lit. The ordinary life of an innkeeper's son is over, and the grand adventure begins. Jim takes the map to the local squire, Mr. Trelawney and Dr. Livesey. These 2 gentlemen, instantly captivated by the promise of untold riches, decide to fund an expedition. They purchase a sturdy ship, the Hispaniola, and begin hiring a crew to sail to this mysterious treasure island. Now, Squire Trelawney is a good man, but he's a bit too trusting and talks a little too much. While hiring the crew in Bristol, he's charmed by a one-legged sea cook named Long John Silver. Silver seems like the perfect sailor, charismatic, helpful, and he even brings his pet parrot, Captain Flint, along for the ride. He helps the squire pick out the rest of the crew, and soon, the Hispaniola is ready to set sail with Jim Hawkins aboard as the cabin boy. Voyage starts out well. The sea is calm, the ship is fast, and the crew seems capable. Jim is fascinated by Long John Silver. The man is a walking contradiction. He's charming and friendly to Jim, telling him stories of the sea, yet there's a glint in his eye, a hardness that hints at a much darker past. He commands respect from the other sailors, and they seem to hang on his every word. Jim finds himself admiring the man, looking up to him as a mentor. But the idyllic journey comes to a crashing halt one night. Jim, wanting an apple, climbs inside an apple barrel on deck to get one. While hidden inside, he overhears a conversation that makes his blood run cold. It's Long John Silver, talking to some of the other crewmen. And he's not that charming cook Jim thought he was. He's a pirate. In fact, he was the quartermaster for the infamous Captain Flint himself. And most of the crew that he helped hire are Flint's old shipmates. Their plan is simple and brutal. Let Trelawney and the others find the treasure, and then, once it's safely aboard, they'll kilote gentlemen and take the ship and the gold for themselves. Jim is terrified. He's trapped on a ship, surrounded by pirates, miles from any shore. The man he looked up to is a cunning, ruthless villain. This is the first major test for our young hero. He has to keep this deadly secret, act normal, and wait for the right moment to warn Captain Smollett, Dr. Livesey, and the Squire. The adventure has just turned into a deadly game of survival. When they finally sight the island, the tension is thick enough to cut with a cutlass. The island looks exactly like the map, complete with its main landmark, a hill called the Spyglass. The pirates can barely contain their greed, their eyes gleaming at the thought of the treasure so close at hand. Jim uses the chaos of their arrival to slip ashore and warn his friends. The cat is out of the bag. The crew splits into two factions: Jim's small group of loyalists and Long John Silver's mutinous pirates. While exploring the island alone, Jim stumbles upon a wild, half-crazed man. This is Ben Gunn. He was marooned on the island by Captain Flint's crew 3 years ago. He's a bit eccentric after years of solitude, subsisting on goats and oysters. But he becomes a crucial, albeit unpredictable, ally. The most important thing he tells Jim: he has already found the treasure. This piece of information changes everything. Meanwhile, Dr. Livesey and the others have abandoned the Hispaniola and taken refuge in an old stockade, a wooden fort on the island that was built years ago by Flint's crew. It's their only defensible position. A full-blown battle erupts. The pirates, led by Silver, attack the stockade, and a bloody fight ensues. There are casualties on both sides, but our heroes manage to fight them off, for now. During the chaos, Jim, in a moment of incredible bravery or perhaps youthful recklessness, sneaks away from the stockade. His plan: to get back to the Hispaniola and set it adrift, cutting off the pirates' only means of escape. Under the cover of darkness, he takes Ben Gunn's tiny homemade curricula, small, unstable boat, and paddles out to the ship. He manages to cut the anchor rope, but the ship is now drifting uncontrollably with him and a furious pirate, Israel Hands, still aboard. What follows is an incredible one-on-one fight scene. Jim, using his wits and agility, battles the injured but still dangerous pirate. It culminates with Jim climbing the mast to escape, and his hands throws his dagger, pinning Jim's shoulder to the mast. Jim fires his pistols, sending the pirate falling into the sea below. Wounded but victorious, Jim has single-handedly recaptured the ship. He beaches the Hispaniola in a hidden cove and makes his way back to the stockade, expecting a hero's welcome. But when he arrives, he gets the shock of his life. The stockade isn't occupied by his friends anymore. It's filled with Long John Silver and his remaining pirates. Jim has walked right into the lion's den. Silver's own crew is on the verge of mutiny against him. Angry about their failed attack and mounting losses, they even present Silver with the black spot. But Long John Silver is the ultimate survivor. In a masterclass of manipulation, he talks his way out of it, reminding his men that he's their best chance of finding the treasure. He reveals he has the original map, which he got from Dr. Livesey. Seeing Jim, he makes a deal. He protects Jim from the other pirates in exchange for Jim testifying on his behalf if they ever get back to England. Itzatense, uneasitrus. With the map in hand, the pirates, with Jim as their hostage, set off on the final treasure hunt. They follow the clues, their excitement building with every step. They find the location: a massive, dug-up pit. But it's empty. The treasure is gone. The pirates are furious, turning on Silver and Jim. Just as they're about to attack, shots ring out from the trees. It's Dr. Livesey, Ben Gunn, and the others, staging an ambush. The remaining pirates scatter and are defeated. The truth is revealed. Ben Gunn had found the treasure long ago and moved it to his cave. Dr. Livesey, after learning this, had given Silver the now useless map in exchange for being allowed to leave the stockade safely. It was all a brilliant strategic move. The adventure is finally over. They spend the next few days loading the immense treasured gold bars, coins from all over the world, onto the Hispaniola. They leave the few surviving mutineers marooned on the island and set sail for home. During a stop in a port in Spanish America, Long John Silver, ever the opportunist, manages to slip away with a small sack of the treasure, disappearing forever. Jim Hawkins returns to England a rich man, but he is haunted by his experiences. The adventure has changed him forever. He is no longer the innocent boy from the Admiral Benbowen. He has faced death, betrayal, and moral ambiguity in the form of Long John Silver, a character so complex and charismatic that he steals every scene he has in. And that's the magic of Treasure Island. It's more than just a hunt for gold. It's a story about growing up, about courage, and about the fine line between good and evil. It's a timeless tale that has inspired countless adventures, and it's a journey every reader should take at least once. Thanks so much for joining me on this voyage to Treasure Island. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures into the world of classic literature. Let me know in the comments what your favorite pirate story is. Until next time, keep seeking your own treasures.